All right, so let's get into Tech Friday. Yay! Going to be talking about writing tools today. But first up, I want to go on a tiny rant I'm only sort of serious about, but nonetheless, it's a rant. So, for those saying Notepad on Windows 11 is now too complicated, it isn't. You're just a whiny because, look, I'll show you right now, you can shut all that off. I go to this window here, and we go to the settings gear, and you can turn off word wrap, off formatting, recent file spell check. You can even select what you want to happen. You only have to do this once, and Notepad will function just like you always wanted it to be with your precious ways. However, if that really just bothers you to no end, you can now get a MS Edit. Microsoft has released something that looks like the old MS-DOS edit program on GitHub. You can get it for free. I think the only modern convenience is that you can use your mouse to click around. So if you're going to be nitwit about using Notepad, you can try this out as well. And it's just text. And yeah, using a mouse, ooh, that's getting high tech there. So you like it, you can, by all means, go for it. I don't really care what you use. It's up to you. I see so many comments like, Notepad is bad. Notepad. I'm like, no, they actually included useful features in Notepad that I would use all the time. And it's kind of even better than before. So, and you can shut them all off. See that DC has been drinking the really bleeping spicy cider before starting the bleeping stream. So if that's your argument, let it go. But if you just want a text editor, well, now you can have go back to the days of making something look like MS-DOS. And it is that. Dre, hello! 'Tis thine Tech of Fridays. It is. So yeah, if you want that MS-DOS, just pure text experience, go to GitHub, download it. I think you can even activate it through a command line if you want. So if you just want pure text editing and for some reason you think Notepad's too much or it hurts your wrist to scroll over once, hit settings, and change the settings one time, that's up to you. But but yeah, so I thought that was cool that they give you the option now. Choose the experience you want. That's really what it's all about, is what tools do you like to use and go for. That sounds like effort. I would rather whine to strangers on the internet, right? And if you're not using Markdown to write, what are you doing? Use Markdown, y'all. It's easy to learn. And speaking of Markdown and Obsidian, there is a RPG. Now, I know me talking about TTRPGs, but this relates to writing things as well. It is another 5e compatible type game called Nimble. You may have heard of it. You can find it here. And I purchased it because the rule set looked interesting, but also, not only did they give me a PDF, but they also offer Markdown version of the rule set, which is fantastic. It's like everything. Every time I mention this, it's exactly what I want to see from more people, is give me a Markdown version. And not only is it a Markdown version, they give you a compatible Markdown version for anything, and they give you an Obsidian Vault. So when I say I want a Markdown version, we can take a look at it here. I'm not going to show you everything that's in here, but there you go. Look, they have a GM screen that has the rule, some of the rules here that you'd find useful for running the game: spell list, utility list, classes list, right? Tools. And then over here, they have all the things broken down individually. If you just want to use this to go through. They have a creator's kit, provides an adventure framework, emphasize tight writing, no extra fluff. And so when I say I want a Markdown version, it doesn't have to be everything that your PDF has, because, graphics probably won't be a thing. But if you make something at least as useful as this in Markdown, it doesn't even have to be an Obsidian Vault, just has to be in Markdown, I'm probably going to buy it. And then I will write you a note saying how much I appreciate that you've provided me with a Markdown version, like I did for Nimble. So yeah, if you're interested, there's a link You can purchase it there. This uses text, and they use the call out blocks to add these with that are in Obsidian Vault. But yeah, I have the PDFs. I have and both Markdown versions. If your program lets you see Markdown files, or if you have an Obsidian Vault, you can get both. And that's wonderful. This is exactly what I want. I can't begin to describe the amount of time this will save me if I run a Nimble game. Because I can just take what I need. I have it easily accessible. I can increase this font size to whatever, because you can change that in your settings. But when I want to see more of when I say I want to see more of this, I really mean I want to see more of this. And again, if you even just give me like a GM screen thing with rules attachments and include all the rules attachments, that would be perfect too. So yeah, thank you, people who make Nimble. I appreciate it. And I did write them a note, an email about how I was very happy that they did that. And they responded and said, awesome, thanks. All right, so let's get into the main topic of writing tools. Now, not going to go over things like Scrivener or Word or even Obsidian, though there will be a couple things that relate to Obsidian because, of course, I write everything in Obsidian and using Markdown. It's my preferred way of doing things. And it should be yours too, obviously. But these are, as much as Obsidian or Scrivener can do on their own, sometimes you want an app that just focuses on being good at a thing, and then you can integrate that into your Obsidian or your Scrivener or whatever. But sometimes, maybe a community plugin for Obsidian doesn't quite match what you need. Maybe Scrivener makes it a little too complicated. Whatever the reason, these are writing tools to sit alongside whatever app you're using to write your main things in. In some cases, you can use them as your full writing app as well. But I'm trying to focus on tools here, so let me get up here. First thing I wanted to talk about was Bookmark Sites. If you don't want to use just your web browser and save all your bookmarks in there, because usually those are unorganized, you don't get any context with it. But there are sites that handle this. Some are paid, there's free ones, and I'm apparently lost connection to chat. There we go. Okay, seems like I am back with chat now. So there are sites dedicated to bookmarks, and I picked out a few ones I saw. First up, the one I saw recommended everywhere was raindrop.io, right there, and we'll take a look at it. Boop, which has been twitchy all day for me, but also my connection's been weird on other sites. Thank you. So yeah, designed for creatives, built for coders. That's a good tag. But as you can see, you can form collections, you can tag in filters, you can grab highlights, all this, full text search and a backup. Free, starting at 0, you get unlimited bookmarks, collections, and devices. The premium thing just gives you extra features. So we go to compare plans, $28 yearly, pretty good. So if you want all of this, you can, or you can just do the free tier. And then there's also, I saw another one that was usually recommended. It's called Readwise. And this allows you to import highlights and review it. So here it is. They have the new Reader app going out as well. You can see what all they have to say. Revisit your highlights. Remember what you read. Again, tag, note, search, and organize. Sync with your note-taking app. Another fantastic thing. And should have another link up. And then another site for bookmarking, which will, or another app, sorry, this is an app, not a site. You can get it at this website, is the Obsidian Web Clipper, which I use all the time. It has little app thingies for Chrome and Firefox and just about every browser there is. Chrome, Safari, Firefox, Edge, Brave, Arc, Orion, Vivaldi. You can install it in any of those. And what I like about it is when you click on it, you get to decide what you want going into your vault. And you can switch up information. You can add more tags to it. And I'm like, it's pretty fantastic. Plus, it gets the information right into Obsidian. where I'm more likely to use it anyway. So if you're like me and you use Obsidian, I definitely recommend checking out the Web Clipper. Or even if you just want to use Obsidian, because Obsidian's free for commercial and personal use. Even if you just want to use Obsidian to collect your bookmarks, you can do that. But yeah, so there's a few tools focused on that, and also kind of getting into the research bit of things. Actually, let me check out this link real quick. Oh, okay, got it. Here's another thing that will save you some time. It's not quite a bookmarking thing or anything, but if you write something like a signature over and over and other things, and you just want little templates of things you write all the time, there is a site called Text Expander. Check it out right there, and we can take a look at it. So keyboard shortcuts that work everywhere. May not be for everybody, but you can make yourself little shortcuts for common things that you standardize your messaging. It's a little more corporate, but also, if you're an independent creator that needs to type things, they even give you a little snippet. You can try individual, if you pay annually, $3.33 per month, so not bad. Just a way to save some time, and you can take a look at that. You have something like that on your work computers. Ooh, nice. I hope it's useful. Yeah, speed typing. Oh, is that something I can get to? I don't quite see a link for it. Okay, very, very handy. Excellent. And then, so you can keep track of your bookmarks. And there's another site that, if we expand out a bit from bookmarks into, it's called Type Pilot. All right. If we expand out from bookmarks into more research and collecting things and organizing the papers and highlighting things and getting a little more involved with the information you're trying to collect and the things you're trying to research, there's a website. Where did that link go? Called Zotero, which lets you cite, organize, collect your sources. Again, it's free. You can also, what you pay for, if you want to pay, is cloud storage, so you can use it everywhere. But if you want to keep it local, you can use it for free, and it looks to be very handy. Plus, it has an Obsidian plugin. Like, there's a couple different plugins, community plugins for Obsidian, where you can just take these notes and have them import right into Obsidian. But if you want to make something organized, like, look at all the different types of properties you get. So if you want something a little more than just the bookmarks, definitely check out something like Zotero, because you can develop a lot more context with this. Again, it's free and available for all the things. If you want to share information between devices, they have an upgrade storage deal. And again, this is one of those things that I haven't used, but I see recommended all the time when I'm looking at this stuff. And like every other video I see about managing knowledge and everything will mention Zotero. So check it out. There's all the things you need if you want to get started involved. Like I said, since I use Obsidian a lot, and on this machine I'm talking to you on now, I could be fine with the free thing and collect it. And yeah, and then I get to do all my writing in Markdown with Obsidian and have my research notes already details already filled in. Is fantastic. And so maybe after researching and everything, you need to keep track of events or characters, and so there are timeline apps, and you can make there's one for making a family tree, story bible, that type of thing, called Plotter, Plottr, kind of that idea. So check it out here. You can visualize your scenes, all that stuff. It's a pay thing. Visualize plot, make a series bible. So useful for outlining, export to Word and Scrivener. Add Obsidian. Let me do Markdown things. So yeah, even make little character sheets. Does a lot. I don't remember how much it is. Pricing. Oh, this is you can get it for a one-time fee of $150. So yeah, that's a bit, but it is a one-time fee. So yay, one-time fees. So that's an option. But if you're just looking for a timeline thing, I have two choices for you here. First one is called Aeon Timeline. Right there. I think it said it's 65 bucks for forever, at least until the new version comes out, and there's a price for that. But yeah, again, keeping your project in order, crafting your story, all that type things. Having, here's obviously Wizard of Oz, but here's Dorothy's journey and where the Scarecrow comes in and the Tin Man comes in. So if you want to do outlines, world building, all that things, you can. And there is another outline tool that I have mentioned before on the show, and it's completely free. It integrates with Legend Keeper because Legend Keeper made this, and Legend Keeper is a world building website. It's very easy to use. It's one of my favorite world building things outside of using Obsidian, of course. But they released their timeline maker for free, and it's also focused right on TTRPG stuff. You can develop your own calendars. It's very robust. And if you want to, the only thing you have to pay for is if you want to integrate it with the regular Legend Keeper service, then you're paying monthly for Legend Keeper. But yeah, completely free, no sign up required. I can hit start creating. Made by humans, right? Custom calendars, interactive events, export and share. So I could make my timeline here, export it, and then have it go right into Obsidian. Moon phases, multiple views, instant start. Yeah, I hit this button. I don't remember if I had some come up, but I can hit start creating and bring your events to life. There's a tutorial, custom time systems, get started. And I don't know if it'll work on this. It's giving me tools. So I've gone through that already. But yeah, so I just made something called End of All Things, as you can see. My amazing timeline. And then down here is where you add event, a list, and make your calendar. You can change the days, the year. It doesn't have to be standard. They have some calendars that are, you can pick your time system between, months, days, years. Here we go. We have Harptos, we have Exandria, Eberron, the Gregorian. I just said amazing timeline, which is just the Gregorian calendar. I can set my months, add a month, add a leap day. Notice I created my first month here. It's called hats instead of January. Weekdays, years, eras. Here's the moon cycle bit. Other settings, display view. So this is very powerful, and that this is free, it just blew me away. So if you're looking to just creating a timeline thing, I'm highly gonna recommend this one because it's free and powerful. But if you want Aeon Timeline for other things, you can. And so there's some great options out there for you. And those two were my favorites that I ran across. Okay, so now we're getting more into, you have your research, you have a timeline, you have your writing down, and now you need layout because you're going to publish, because you're an independent artist and probably have to do some of this on your own. So there are two things I'm going to recommend. Again, there's more than two, but I would take forever going through everything, so I have to pick and choose, right? So the first one I want to talk about, and both of these are free. First one is Scribus over at scribus.net. As you can see here, a desktop publishing application. So probably more useful if you're desktop publishing, but yeah, because you want predictable results at the printer, kind of standardizes everything for you. You can do graphics projects. If you want to support it, you can, but otherwise it's free to use, has a lot of features. The big thing, they highlight it, reliable and free. Free really means free with an uppercase F. Free is more than just gratis. Means you are in control of your data, which, most companies that say, no, this is absolutely free will highlight you control your data. So this was one I saw mentioned a lot and works on all these things. They've been around since 2001. They have drawing tools and the text editor. And so, again, I haven't used this yet. It's just one that was recommended, and I did a little bit of research on it. Seemed good. And the one I'm really kind of digging is one Cozy Catherine pointed out. Catherine Reynolds. Check out the Fey Realm series by Catherine Reynolds, by the way. She said she uses something called Ellipsis. That's ELLIPSUS. .net or .com, sorry, ellipsis.com, and this is pretty cool. You know, they have an anti-AI statement right on their site. Again, it's free. I believe it's web-based. So here it is, Write Like a Human. They have a blog, help center. This is fairly new. They're still considering themselves in beta, but they've been around for a while. There's a product tour. They have a Discord, right? As you can see here, you can have multiple drafts and everything. And you can even, since I write in Obsidian, you know, I automatically have markdown files. I can import those markdown files into Ellipsis and do my finishing touches to make it look great for a book or anything like that. So they're on Blue Sky. They have a Discord, all these places down here. And right here, our stance on AI. And down here's the important bit. We stand for the creative authenticity and creative freedom. We believe that AI-generated content should never overtake human voices, and that LLMs in their current form are unethically trained and applied. For these reasons, we will never integrate or use generative AI within Ellipsis. So if you like all that, it's free. I don't know how they make their money. You can, they have like stickers and things you can buy. They have merch to help support them, right? Like all these little stickers and a tote bag and other nice stickers. But yeah, I think they are cute and awesome stickers. Yes, they are planning some sort of paid thing, but I think again it's for storage. The main thing will always be free, so it's still kind of young. But again, I thought it looked fairly neat, and the idea that I can import markdown files is excellent, because every time you make a new note in Obsidian, if you go into your file directory where the Obsidian vault is, and you dig into your Obsidian vault, and you find that note, it's a markdown file. So I can make each chapter its own markdown file, and then import them into Ellipsis and do the other things that Ellipsis does. And I can export to and probably re-import into Obsidian if I wanted to. So yeah, I thought that was a really, really handy site, and that's what I wanted to go over for Tech Friday today. So there's more. Don't worry, we're not even to break yet. But if you're watching the edited version on YouTube, thanks for being here. I'll see you next week for yet another Tech Friday. If you're watching live, we got more show to do, and stick around and have fun with. But for those that are watching the edited version, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next week.